Suddenly, he knew there were mysteries in the world. Suddenly মানে কোথাতে? When? Suddenly মানে why? What happened suddenly? When one day Albert was ill or sick, his father presented him a compass, and the special quality of compass to show the direction to the north কি করছে amazed Albert, and so from that very particular characteristic quality of the compass, Albert knew there were mysteries in the world. কোথা থেকে মিস্ট্রি অফ ওয়ার্ড বুঝতে পারলো? কম্পাস থেকে। এটা কিন্তু আসতে পারে। He wanted to understand those mysteries. So Albert Einstein had some special quality, and when he was given the compass from by his father when he was ill, the special quality of the compass to show the direction to the north amazed Albert in such a way that he started feeling that there were mysteries in the world, and he wanted to understand those mysteries. And Albert started asking questions. So, why did Albert start asking questions? Same answer. When he was ill, his father gave him a compass, and watching the special quality of compass of showing the direction to the north, Albert was so much amazed that he started feelings the world and its mysteries. Suddenly, he knew that there were mysteries in the world, and he wanted to solve the mystery, to understand the mystery, and to solve the mystery of the world. Albert started asking questions. So, what did he ask questions? Ekdom parpar he asked many questions uh, to his teachers on the mysteries of the world. So, what was the reaction? Some of his teachers told him that he would never amount to anything unless he learned to behave like all the other students. তাহলে এই জায়গাটা আলাদা করে বলো। Albert started asking questions, many questions to his teachers, and his teachers were very much irritated because why? Because Albert was not a normal student, but he had so many questions. So this the contrast in the characteristic these two contrast characters of Einstein made the teachers so much irritated that they told him he would never amount to anything unless he learned to behave like all the other students. Unless Einstein started behaving like other normal students, he would never amount to anything. মানে there would be nothing to Einstein. ঠিক আছে, এটা কিন্তু আসতে পারে। Was Albert very obedient to his teachers conditions উইদাউট আনসারিং হিজ কোয়েশ্চেন্স? ওর কোয়েশ্চেন আনসার না দিয়ে ওকে যে অ্যাভয়েড করে যে ওকে যে কথাগুলো বললো, অ্যালবার্ট ওবেডিয়েন্ট ছিল? নো, অ্যালবার্ট ডিড নট ওয়ান্ট টু বি লাইক আদার স্টুডেন্টস বিকজ হি হ্যাড নট দ্য ক্যাপাসিটি টু বি কমন স্টুডেন্ট. In fact, he is a prodigy. He was a prodigy. The mysteries in the world started haunting him. তাই না? তার জন্য স্পেশাল, হি ওয়াজ রিয়েলি স্পেশালি এবলড চাইল্ড. So he did not pay heed of his teachers' answers. এখানে মেক সেন্টেন্স সাডেনলি এখানে কখনই অ্যালবার্ট আইনস্টাইনের কথা বলবে না, পরিষ্কার বলবে সাডেনলি আই কেম টু নো দ্যাট আওয়ার ফ্যামিলি is going. Suddenly I came to know that, but I have come to know. Present tense বলে, past tense বলে, Suddenly I came to know that our family would like to pay a visit abroad হয়ে গেল। আচ্ছা, এখানে হচ্ছে সাডেনলি মিস্ট্রিজ ওয়ার্ল্ড সবই দিতে পারো তাহলে। The world is full of mysteries, and suddenly that mysteries start unfolding before the mind's eye of the scientist. পরে নেক্সট লাইনে দেখো, আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড মিস্ট্রিজ, আস্কিং কোয়েশ্চেন, সেগুলো পারবে। বাট আবার বলছি একই কথা, মেক সেন্টেন্সে কিন্তু কঠিন সেন্টেন্স দেবে না। He asked so many questions, some of it parve asked questions teachers never amount. The amount my mother paid to the puja committee is large enough. Anything unless ওয়ার্ডটা দিয়ে unless মানে যতক্ষণ না, if not, তাহলে ওয়ার্ডটার মধ্যে নট আছে কিন্তু, তাহলে unless I will be young enough, যতক্ষণ আই উইল নট হবে না, আনলেস আই উইল বি ইয়ং এনাফ আই উইল নট বি গিভেন মোবাইল, যতক্ষণ না আমি ইয়ং হবো আমাকে মোবাইল দেওয়া হবে না। Behave normally, otherwise everybody will criticize you. Behave there. Other students, Albert did not like other students. Next, এটার মধ্যে এইটুকুনি মেক সেন্টেন্স। যদি ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ এনি আদার পয়েন্টস টু হ্যাভ এনি doubts, inform me. Okay. One day, as Albert was jeeping through the countryside on his bicycle, so Albert was zipping means moving very fast in a particular direction in the countryside, in the village of his bicycle, on his bicycle. He looked up at the beams of sunlight. সানলাইটের দিকে তাকালো। তাহলে what did he do when he was zipping through the countryside on his bicycle? One day when Albert was zipping through the countryside on his bicycle, he looked up at the beams of sunlight speeding from the sun to the earth. So what did he watch? He watched the beams of sunlight. Which sunlight? Speeding from the sun to the earth. And what did he feel? He felt wonder. He wondered what it would be like to ride one of those beams. So he wished to ride on one of those beams of sunlight. Then what did he wish? He wished to ride on one of those beams. And in his mind, then and there, Albert was racing through space on a beam of sun. So what did he wish? Albert wished to ride on one of those beams of the sunlight, speeding from the sun to the earth. And what happened when he wished? He wished to ride on one of those beams of sunlight, speeding from the sun to the earth, in his mind, Albert started racing through the space on a beam of light. And immediately he imagined that he was racing through the space on a beam of light. And how was the feelings? It was very exciting feelings, exciting thought Albert had ever had. So it was এটা কি সত্যিকার হয়েছিল? Did it happen to him originally or really? No. Albert was racing through the space on a beam of light in his imagination, in his mind, but that imagination was the most exciting thought he had ever had. And what was the outcome? What was the result? As a result, it filled his mind with questions, and he started asking even more questions, and he got many his inquisitive nature, লাইনটা দেবে inquisitive, INQUISITIV, his inquisitive nature started questionings on many topics when he imagined that he was racing through on a beam of light. সো এবার থেকে কি কি মেক সেন্টেন্স হতে পারে? জিপিং, জিপিং থ্রু মানে যে কোনোটাই বলতে পারো। এটা তুমি তোমার বলো, when I was zipping through the highway by my car, I started I started listening to the song loudly. হয়ে গেল। Zipping through countryside scene always attracts me. It looked beams of sunlight speeding. I saw the bus trip speeding from Siliguri to Jalpaiguri, and I saw the car speeding from Siliguri to Jalpaiguri, and after that I found that it made an accident. As I wondered, he wondered, and I wondered at the mysteries of the world. বা এখানে mysteries of the world বলবে না যেহেতু বই থেকে। I wondered at the singer's performance in the Indian Idol. বলে দিলে Indian Idolটা ক্যাপিটাল I, Indian Idol. And in his মাইন্ডে বলতে পারবা, in my mind I always imagine to roam here and there like a cloud. ঠিক আছে। Albert was racing দিয়ে বলবে, the racing bike stuck struck against the wall horribly, and the biker, the racer, is found dead. Was found dead. Light, it was exciting. The most exciting part of the drama was the murder of the king. Albert had never and it mind in the questions. All the words are খুব common, কাজে কোনো অসুবিধা হবে না। Albert began to read and study. So when did Albert begin to read and study? এটা আগেরটা থেকে বলতে হবে। One day when Albert was zipping through the countryside on his bicycle, he looked up at the beams of sunlight spreading from the sun to the earth, and he wished to ride on one of those beams of the sunlight spreading from the sun to the earth. And in his imagination, he started racing through the space on a beam of light, and it was the most exciting thought he had ever had, and it filled his inquisitive mind, filled him to answer many questions, many queries, many curiosities. So he began to read and study. So what did he study? He read about light and sound. About gravity, an invisible force that pulls us down toward our plane, and the invisible force that keeps the moon from floating away into the outer space. So what did he study? একদম proper. He started studying light and sound, gravity, which is the invisible gravity, which is the invisible force that pulls us মানে all the people down, all the things on the earth down towards earth, and which keeps the moon from floating away into the outer space. এটা একটা প্রশ্ন আসতে এবার এটাকে ফ্র্যাগমেন্টেড করে কি প্রশ্ন আসতে পারে? What is gravity? Gravity is an invisible force, and what does gravity do? Gravity pulls all the things down towards the earth, and gravity keeps the moon from the floating away into outer space. মানে চাঁদ যে ছিটকে যায় না সেটার কারণ হচ্ছে এই গ্র্যাভিটি। এবার উল্টো দিক থেকে কোশ্চেন আসতে পারে, what pulls us down towards the earth? Gravitational force, which is the invisible force. And why does the moon why does not the moon float away into outer space? The moon does not float away into the outer space because the gravitational force, which is the invisible force, keeps it there. Clear? This is page number 34.